Students, in last part we saw about how you can grow plants from the roots, stems, isn't it? In stems we saw four methods as well: layering, grafting. Okay, so those were the methods which you can use wherein the stem is having a bud. Okay, but some plants, they can be grown from the leaves and spores as well. How? In case of bryophyllum, okay, it is a plant. So in case of bryophyllum and begonia, new plants can grow from the well-developed leaves. While these leaves are still attached to the branch, okay, what is happening here? The leaves are such, they are special leaves, you can say, okay, they are well-developed leaves which can give rise to a new plant there and then. Okay, once these plantlets develop, they drop off or detach themselves from the parent plant, and once this plant which is growing from the leaf has grown completely, is able to survive on its own, it will just fall off. Detach means cut. It will cut itself from the parent plant and fall off, and then you can plant this again and you will get a whole new plant growing from it. So they grow into new plants on moist soil. So when they get the conditions correct, they will again grow into a new plant. Again that plant will give rise to, these are special leaves, okay. So again they will develop a plantlet on itself, okay, on the branch. When the plantlet is good, it will again detach and grow on its own. So in case of begonia and bryophyllum, what is happening? Plants are growing on their own, okay. The nature is helping it. Next, in some plants such as ferns and mosses, new plants grow from special structures called spores. Now spores are nothing but what you can say, they are very tiny dot like things. Okay, those are having powdery substances, very tiny, very small. Okay, powder jaisa lagega. When you touch it, you feel it like a powder. So ferns are mostly kept for ornamental plants, they are called, for show, for they look good. Okay, so these ferns, on the leaf itself you will see tiny brown dots all over the leaf. Getting me? Now these powdery substances are actually spores, and they give rise, or they can grow into a new plant. So they are having special structures called spores. These are very light and tiny powdery structures. They can survive for a long period of time in unfavorable conditions. So what is happening? Until there are favorable conditions, good conditions for growing, these spores are preserved. Okay, they can last very long, and whenever there are favorable conditions, then they will start growing. So you can grow new plants from leaves, example bryophyllum and begonia plants, spores, ferns. Okay, so spores, ferns, they are spores and leaves are also a part in some plants which can give rise to a new plant. Okay, understood till here? Now let's move on to the next topic, that is agriculture. Now agriculture is an important aspect, or you can say a very important means of living. Okay, see, without agriculture you will have no vegetables. So how are you going to survive without vegetables, isn't it? So agriculture is very important because we all cannot do agriculture. Okay, it is a very, what you can say, difficult task. It is not very easy. So yes, you can grow some fruits, vegetables at home, but growing our cereals like rice, wheat, okay, bajra, you cannot grow every plant everywhere. You need suitable conditions. I told you, you have to have right temperature, right climatic conditions for growing plants. So agriculture is a process in which you grow crops. Crops are a very large amount or quantity of a type of plant. Okay, so when you are growing a type of plant on a large scale, that is called as a crop, and growing those crops, the process is called agriculture. Okay, so agriculture is done by the farmers. Okay, they have to take very good knowledge about the climatic conditions, and then they can grow their crops. Okay, now a plant grown in large numbers on a plot of land during a particular season is called a crop. Practice of growing crops on a large scale is called agriculture, and the farmers do the agriculture. Okay, now there are steps that they have to follow when they want to grow a crop. First thing, they will have to till a land or plow a land. Okay, they have to what you can say, aerate, ना air जानी चाहिए soil में. So what they do with a plow or harrow, they just plow their fields, so that what happens, the soil is mixed up. Okay, अंदर से बाहर आ जाती है soil and air gets mixed with the soil. Next, for this they use tractors, bullocks for plowing. Okay, then they have to add fertilizers. Okay, so that the soil is rich in nutrients and minerals for the crop to grow. So they have to add manure and fertilizers. Then they also have to see that the seeds that they are using should be of very good quality. So they have to take into consideration even the seed quality. Then watering of land, they should see to it that whatever water content is required by that crop, that is met. So पानी भी अच्छे से मिलना चाहिए, that is also requirement. Then they have to see if the plant is not affected by the weeds and the pests. Pests are the insects, okay, which eat up your crop and destroy the crop. Okay, then weeds are nothing but your unwanted plants. Other plants also grow. See, seeds are naturally dispersed, so your farm can have other plants also. But what will they do? They will take away the fertilizer, manure, and your crop will not get it. So those unwanted plants are also to be removed. Those are called weeds. Okay, so weeds, pests, they are taken care of. Okay, then you have to harvest. Once your crop has grown, then you have to harvest. Harvest means cutting off. Okay, not the whole plant is used. So that harvesting is done, wherein that particular part of the crop which you need is taken up, and then it is processed, it is cleaned, and your cereals, your pulses, your fruits, everything you get. Okay, then after the crop is harvested, after you have cut your crop, you have separated it from the useless part, what you have to do is, then you have to store it. Okay, storing is also important. Itni mehnat ki hai, you have so much hard work put in, so you have to then store it. Okay, store it nicely. Then we come to two types of crops. This you have already learned, right? Kharif crop and Rabi crops. Now, Kharif crops are grown in the September to October. Okay, they are sown in the beginning of June. The seeds are sown here right now. Okay, right now we are having June Mahina. So in the June month they are sown and harvested in September, October. This crop is called as Kharif crop. Okay, these crops are grown during this season because they need plenty of water. Now is there any season? These crops need more water, so they are sown right now. Okay, so they get monsoon rains. Next is Rabi crops. Rabi crops are crops which are grown in the season of April. They are grown in winter, that is November, and harvested in April. So they are sown in November, and in April month they are harvested. Harvested is their crop is ready. Okay, so harvesting is done then. These crops do not require much water, and so they are sown in the winter season. They need cold climate. Okay, so they are sown in the winter season. So winter season Rabi, and monsoon season Kharif crops. Okay, examples of Kharif crop are cotton, maize, paddy, sunflower, soyabean and millet. Examples of Rabi crops are cauliflower, beans, peas, wheat, mustard, gram, barley and oats. Okay, so this is what we have been learning in chapter 1. Read the chapter thoroughly, do your exercises, complete your notebook work as well. Okay.